All right, Shalom Akim Samak here, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, our great millstone, and peace and blessing to you brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. I'm coming with another video. I'm in the spirit. Basically, I've come across a couple of different brothers that I've seen on, Instagram. We call them Hebrews. These Instagram prophets, man, that, feel like they don't have to go out, they don't have to hit the streets, man. They don't have to go into the highways, man. They don't have to stand before the demons, man. And that's folly, man, because I feel like a lot of those men, man, they're scary, They're ultimately scared to go out there and do this work, man. Like us brothers, man, we go out there every week. We push this word, man. We stand before the demons, man. We face the elements. We face the media. We face the demons, man, the scoffers, We actually got to dialogue and, go back and forth with the people, where these Hebrews, man, these internet prophets don't got to do that, They feel like they can hide behind their keyboards all day, man. And then at that, they want to put a bad rep on us brothers going out there, What they call it, a camp doctrine. They call it a false camp doctrine, you know what I mean? Like, what is a camp doctrine, man? At the end of the day, bro, we go out there, we pushing the word as it is prophesied and commanded in the scriptures. And I'm going to get that. I'm going to start with that. All right, this is Matthew 22 and 9, going to 10. That's Yahweh Shai speaking. He says, "Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid them to the marriage." Yeah, so go out to the highways, man, and as many as ye shall find, bid them to the marriage. He was talking to his disciples, man. And that's going forward today, because we're doing the same exact work as the disciples were doing back then, during the time of Yahweh Shai, man. We're waking up our people who are lost and following these other nations, man. Trying to bring them back so the Yahweh Shai can come back and deliver us, man, and take us back to the Heavenly Father, man. So we can ultimately inherit the kingdom, which was promised to us. Verse 10, it says, "So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests." Yeah, that wedding is Yahweh Shai, who is the bride, who is the groom, and we're the bride, We're the bride of Yahweh Shai. Basically, he's marrying us back to Yahweh, man. Because the Lord, for ultimately, he didn't forsake us, but he kind of turned his back on us, man. That's why we going through the afflictions that we're going through today. But ultimately, he turned his back on us because we turned our back on him time and time again. It's a revolving, it's like a hamster wheel with Israel, man. The Lord blesses us, tells us what to do. We forsake him, we go off. He punishes us. He redeems us. He blesses us again. We fuck up again. He punishes us. He redeems us. We fuck up. And, it's a never-ending cycle, man. That's why the Lord said he had to make a new covenant, man. That's why the Lord's making a new covenant with the house of Israel, so he can keep that promise that he made to Abraham, man, that he was going to bless his seed forever. So the only way for that to happen is for the Lord to give us that new covenant, which is ultimately giving us those new bodies and putting those laws in our inward parts, man. Programming and imprinting the laws and righteousness into our minds, making us sin-proof, ultimately, Our bodies are literally going to be programmed not to sin. And that's a blessing right there. And that's the way the Lord is going to be able to keep us in his good graces forever. But ultimately that starts with the elect. That start with us, primarily us men going out there, preaching his word. Basically, we're fishers, The Lord said he's going to set up fishers so we can fish the people, man. Bring in the elect, man. So we can bring the people to the marriage. And I'm going to get a scripture to back this up too. I'm going to go to Luke 14 and 23. Yahweh Shai speaking once again. It says, "And the Lord said unto the servant Go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. Yeah, so he says go into the highways and the hedges, man. What is a highway? A highway is a busy place. You know, it's a busy area where people are, man. Hedges are where people hide. So you're supposed to go to where the people are and where the people are hiding. You know, just basically saying that in contrast with each other. Like, you know, going highways where there's a very huge volume or high volume of people or traffic, you know. So that's why us brothers, like here in my camp, we go in Philly, we go preach down, if anybody's familiar with Philly, we go preach down 16th and Chestnut. That's literally the chief place of concourse, man. It's a high volume of people. It's constantly hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands of people walking up and down the street within the 4 hours that we're out there, you know. And, you know, we're not afraid to go out there, man, and put our lives, you know, on the line ultimately. You know, we're putting our lives on the line, our reputation, you know, all these different things, because we see people we know. You know, we see people we know in the world. You know, we see, some people may see the people from their jobs, man. You know, some people may see their managers. Some people may see the family members, friends, or, you know, friends they had in the world. You know, you got to be willing to put this full armor on of Yahweh Shai, man, that you can endure as a good soldier. So to go out there and be able to do that work, and people may see you, man. Let me get this, because you're not going to get to the kingdom firsthand by being a cheerleader. It's just not going to happen. You know, you got to put in the work, because the scripture says every man shall be judged by his works. You know, let me get this. This is Ezekiel 33, and I'm gonna start at I can start from the top, but I'm gonna just get to the point. Verse 3 in Ezekiel 33, it says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. So yeah, that's talking about a watchman. So if you read up the verse up, I guess I'll just read it for edification's sake. It says, son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, that the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman. Yeah, so they set up a man to be as a watchman. Ultimately, that's us, you know, hopeful elect, the men that's going out there preaching. We're the prophets. We're going out there every week. We're warning the people multiple times out of the week, you know, warning the people, telling the people their transgressions, telling the people that the kingdom is now, or the end, the last days are now, and the end is nigh. That great tribulation, that great judgment is coming upon the land. We're telling them that, yo, you're God's chosen people, and if you don't come back to his ways and put in some kind of work, then you're going to have to face death. You're not going to see the kingdom firsthand, you know? You're going to have to go through that punishment by death, man, by fire. So it says when he seeth the sword come, he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people. So that's what we do. Like I said, we blowing the trumpet right now because we woke up to this truth. That's us seeing the sword. We're getting this knowledge and this wisdom of the scriptures, and we're blowing the trumpet, going out there warning the people, man. Verse 4, it says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come upon and take him, his blood shall be upon his own head. So that's why when we go out there, man, we tell the people, look, we telling you what it is. We warning you. If you don't want to hear it, you're marking yourself for destruction, basically. The blood is off our hands, literally. You know, the blood is off our hands. As soon as I tell you, yo, if you don't stop doing the wickedness that you're doing and you don't come back to the ways of the Heavenly Father and understand and know that you're Israel and call upon the names of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai and have faith, you're not going to get delivered. You're going to taste death. And then they don't adhere or take heed to that. You know, that's basically the sword falling upon their own heads, man. That's them literally marking themselves for death. And the blood is off our hands because we did our job. Our job is, we're not here to convert anybody. We're here to warn the people, tell you what you got to do. And whatever you do with that information we give you is up to you. verse 5, it says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his own soul. And that's exactly what it is. He that taketh heed to inherit the warning, delivereth his soul. You know? So those are the people we teach. Ultimately, the people waking up and coming out here doing this work are ultimately the people that are taking heed to the warning, you know. And then you got the elect, you know, the 1/3 of Israel, you know, that will hear the truth and will, you know, wake back up to the ways that they're Israelites and, you know, do their portion, whatever their lot is in the truth that was set up by the whole by Shem Yahushai. And, you know, have that faith and whatever, whether it be women getting with men in the Lord, or whether it be brothers waking up and not necessarily being a prophet, but going out there with the brothers or supporting their brothers on the line. You know, whatever your lot is, every brother's lot is different in this thing. You know, some brothers are speakers, some brothers are supporters, some brothers are sign holders, you know, some brothers are garment makers, you know, whatever the lot is, find your lot and basically focus and hone on that, man, and be a support, man. You know, my lot in this truth really is to be a support to the brothers, man. I'm also a good teacher. You know, I can speak, I can teach, but I don't really focus on that aspect too much. You know, like I'm a heavy support, meaning like my name actually means support or to trust, Samak. So, you know, I go out there, I'm on a line with the brothers. I chime in, you know, if a brother needs help with this area, with a breakdown, whatever the case may be. Sometimes, some days I might go out and I might be the lead speaker, you know, whatever the case may be, but I'm a support. I make sure brothers is good. I check through brothers throughout the week, you know what I mean? Like, that's just my lot, and that's kind of what I, you know, hone in on. But every brother's supposed to find what their lot is, man, and you know, hone in on that and hone those skills. Back in Ezekiel 33, verse 6 says, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So the person that did not take heed to the warning, he's caught up in his own iniquity, but the blood is required of the watchman who did not give the warning. Now, if you were set up to be a watchman and you give not warning, then the blood is on your hands at that point, because Yahweh ultimately has things set up for men. So like when you were, the day your spirit came upon in this earth at this time, it was already predestined that you would be you would wake up to the truth at least, and you would get a lot of knowledge. So think about this. If you're a brother in this truth, you're a man in this truth, and you hold the knowledge and secrets to the scriptures, and you know it, and you're not teaching it, you're not warning the people, and the blood is on your hands. And I'm not just talking about Instagram, because Instagram don't really do shit, you know, for people. Man, Instagram might wake you up like just, oh, wow, Israelites, what's that? But you're not really getting the understanding and the real true warning unless you're literally sitting here face-to-face dialoguing with people, man. That's my, you know, that's just me speaking as a man, my personal perception of it, because it took me to actually really, you know, more so for me, it was watching videos, but at the end of the day, watching those videos of the brothers out there on the highways and the hedges is what got my spirit compelled to come out here to the highways and hedges. So when you are when you're out there on the highways and hedges, and you're showing proof of your ministry, you're putting up videos of you out on the highways and hedges, regular people are seeing that, not just men in the truth. And so you might make a video of destruction, and it might put the fear in someone's heart. And next thing you know, oh snap, they might come out next week and have a conversation with you and ask you, how do they get down? What do they need to do? And next thing you know, a soul is woken up. Let me go to Proverbs 1:20, because this is also going in and proving that the streets is basically where you get the knowledge ultimately. You know, that's where you get the most knowledge. And that's even brothers putting up videos, but when you watch camp videos, you really get a lot, of knowledge. Like anytime I sit down and watch brothers an hour, 2 hour long camp videos, or you know how brothers do little 20-minute, 30-minute snippets, I'll watch these different videos, and it's so much knowledge, so much information being put out that it's like, yo, you really learn a lot, opposed to a sit down lesson like this is honed and surfaced in on usually one specific topic. But when you watch a camp video within 30 minutes, you can learn about 3 different things, you know? And this is Proverbs 1:20. And it says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. Yeah, so wisdom crieth out without. So wisdom crieth, she uttereth her voice in the streets. So the streets is when we're out there on the highways and the hedges, man. Literally, we're in the streets, man. We're literally standing in front of thousands and thousands of people. You got an Instagram page, you might only have 250, 500 followers. Out of that 500 followers, probably only 100 of them actually saw your post. Out of that 100, probably only 25 or 30 actually even really read your post. Out of that 30 that actually even read your post, probably only 10 of them even took heed to it. You know what I mean? And out of that 10, probably only about 2 actually kept through and followed through with it. You know, whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a numbers game. So you reach more people as you go out in the streets. Now, we out in the streets, literally. Especially if you're in a busy city, you know, you seeing, you know, like I said, my brothers, man, we're seeing probably 1,000 people a day, man, when we go out there in downtown Philadelphia, man. And the specific spot that we're in is literally the chief place of concourse. So I'm about to read. This is verse 21. It says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in the scorning, and fools hate knowledge. That's exactly what we do on the highways and the hedges. We tell the people about their simplicity, about their wickedness. We tell them about all their iniquities, and how long would you love to suffer, man? We tell them how we're suffering. We ask them, how long do you like to suffer, man? You know, this is what us brothers that go out in the highways and hedges do, man. This is as we're commanded to do, man. And it's a reasonable service, man. So stop bitching and hiding behind your phone, being Twitter prophets, man. Hebrews. Because literally, somebody come up against you on your post, all you got to do is not respond. All you got to do is hit a block, delete the comment. When you out in the streets, if you get caught up, you got to literally work on your feet. You know what I mean? You actually got to face the demons firsthand. You got to face the scoffers firsthand. You know, you got to be out there and be willing to be embarrassed. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get one more precept just to finish it off, man. And this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5:1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. Yeah, so the righteous man is going to stand in great boldness before the face of such has afflicted him. So we, as trying to be righteous as possible, man, of the hopeful elect, we going out there on the highways and the hedges, and we're standing in front of the Edomites, man. We're standing in front of the Elamites, man. In front of all the heathen, you know, and great boldness, and we're pleading our cause, man. And we preaching our power, man. We preaching our word and what's coming to America and what's coming to the whole earth, man. And great boldness, man. Because they gave no account of our labors, and then they don't give any account of our labors, man. And it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they have looked for. Yeah, so they're going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, man, because Yahweh, I always like to say, Yahweh is the ultimate flexor. Literally, when you read the scriptures, all Yahweh deals with is straight flexing, man. Flexing, bro. Like, I literally read in scriptures like, yo, the Most High was a bad bull, man. Like, yo, you got to give it to him, man. he do things on such flamboyant levels, man. It's just like over the top, but it's just like gangster, man. Straight like, yo, it's like it's the Most High, man. Is definitely Yahweh, man. Is his name. But yeah, they said when they see it, they shall be troubled with fear. Because ultimately the elites, man, they see us out there, they are getting fear because they know. The elites know the truth. They know they only have but a little time. That's why they push out so much demonization against the cats, against the brothers, man. Primarily Great Millstone. They put so much demonization out because they know we really out there pushing the truth. They know we really out there breaking and tearing down the strongholds of the elite, man. And of the heathen, and all their work, we're putting an end to all their wickedness, man, and exposing the lies and showing the truth, man. And it says, verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this is he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. And we fools account his life madness and his end without honor. Exactly. And that's just simple, you know. They looking at us like, yo, we thought they was just niggas. We thought they was just spicks and wetbags. But they was really the true children of God, man. The true princes of the power. They're really the future kings to rule the earth, man, forever and ever. They're going to be our future slave masters. We thought they was just crazy. We thought they was mad. They thought that was bugged out in the head. But really, we was bringing the truth. And that's it, you know. At the end of the day, preach the word, man. Go out on the highways and hedges and preach this word, man. Lord willing, this video is edifying to your brothers. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to your elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to you, brothers. Shalom.